Hi neighbors, welcome to the June 2026 How's the Market Update with Mr. Rodgers. I'm James Rodgers with Keller Williams and Homewood. This month we're going to focus on the Downtown Birmingham and Homewood markets. We're going to touch on all 5 of the market areas that we cover, including Vestavia, Brook, and Hoover. Show you what we're seeing this month compared to so far this year and this time last year. Let's go ahead and jump in. All right, we're halfway through 2026. I want to first talk about what's happening in downtown Birmingham, kind of from Glen Iris all the way over to the Crestwood area. Let me start with what you can probably feel if you're in those areas. Days on market dropped to a median of just 6 this past month. That's as fast as it's been all year long. Median sales price hit $410,500. That's also a year-long high, and price per square foot came in at $287 per square foot, also a year-long high. Average sale to list price ratio hit 102.8%. Buyers on average are paying 2.8% over list price. So all those 3 data points are significantly a year-long high. Now here's the interesting part. The number of homes sold actually went down this past month. 64 closings versus 82 this time last year. So that's not typical for midsummer in the real estate market, but active listings have been slowly rising all year. We're at 239 this past month and 194 currently. So it's interesting because we have more listings, fewer sales, and prices and the pace of the market are at yearly highs. This is possible because monthly inventory has been steadily dropping since February. Downtown Birmingham market, we're sitting at 2.8 months in June, the lowest of all year. This is not just about supply, it's also about how quickly the right homes are moving, being absorbed. The homes that are priced well and show well are selling quickly, while the ones that are overpriced are sitting on the market longer and bringing down the volume numbers. So here's exactly what that means. For example, if you're a move-up buyer seller in Birmingham, the condition to sell your current home is excellent right now. Prices are high, buyers are motivated, and well-priced homes are moving fast. You just have to come prepared because the buy side of things is moving relatively quickly. All right, and that's a conversation you really need to have before taking action and engaging with the market. So turn our attention to Homewood. Homewood is really on a run right now. June is a really telling month. The median sales price hit $675,000 this past month. That's a 2026 high by a wide margin. Price per square foot came in at $387 per square foot, also a yearly high. Buyers are really reaching in the Homewood market currently. So here's what makes Homewood especially interesting at the moment. Active listings have been pretty much completely flat throughout the entire year, between 51 to 56 active listings every month so far this year. So supply has barely moved, but prices do keep climbing, and the sales to list price ratio has remained pretty high. It's been over 100% every month so far this year. It's been 102, 104% or higher. This past month it was right at 100%. Units sold went down in June, 35 closings versus 43 this time last month. So again, that's not typical in the middle of the summer for the real estate market. But days on market in June have been 3 median, and months of inventory remains pretty low at 1.5 months. So Homewood isn't cooling off pretty much just because there aren't enough homes to sell. So for a move up buyer or seller in Homewood, here's the takeaway. Buyers are absorbing higher prices really without hesitation. If you're thinking about selling in Homewood, the market is rewarding sellers right now, and if you're trying to buy in it, you just have to come ready, be prepared to move fast and make a strong offer. Real quick, we can touch on Brook, Vestavia, and Hoover. Brook had a median sales price high in June of $1,217,000. That's the second month in a row the median sales price has been over $1.2 million. Inventory went up to 36 active listings. That's the most we've had so far this year, but months of supply has remained below 1 full month, 0.7 months of inventory in Brook currently. Vestavia had a strong June. The sale to list price ratio hit 105%. That's the highest so far this year. So sellers are winning in that market that used to be a lot more balanced. Hoover is also quietly having a pretty strong summer. June closings came in at 163. That's the highest single month so far this year. and it essentially matches June's peak this time last year. Median sales price hit $530,000. That's also a 2026 high. I will say, if you've been priced out elsewhere, Hoover can be a good place to look. So here's the big picture across 5 market areas. We've got more inventory than this time last year, but well-priced homes are still moving fast and selling for a high percentage of list price. Prices are holding firm in most of our markets or hitting new highs. So if you're a move-up buyer and seller, there is a good window open right now. The question isn't whether the market's good enough, it's whether you have the right plan. So I hope that helps. I hope that's insightful. If you have questions about any particular area, if there's any way I can be a good resource to you, please let me know. Talk to you next month. Everybody, go be a good neighbor.